Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A major bridge in the US city of Baltimore has collapsed into the Patapsco River after a container ship crashed into it. This the moment the cargo ship hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to collapse. Here you can see trucks and cars crossing the bridge as it plunges into the water below. Daylight this morning revealed the extent of the accident and the full horror of what happened. A huge search operation is underway for at least 7 people, authorities say, while 2 people have been pulled from the river. It is still not known what caused the crash, but US media report the Dali container ship lost propulsion as it left the port, and the crew on board had warned Maryland officials of a possible crash.
Our state is in shock, and I want to take this moment to speak directly to the people of our state. To our first responders, I'm in awe of you. I'm in awe of your courage. I'm in awe of your strength. I'm in awe of everything you do for each and every one of us. You saw a crisis, and you said, what can I do to help? And our response teams are doing everything in our power to rescue and recover the victims of this collapse, literally as we speak. People who, as we speak, are out there are divers, are air assets. People who right now are working to save lives and are doing it because the state asked. And we will update the public as the work continues. To our partners inside and outside of government, I know this has been a long night. We started coordinating immediately after the Key Bridge collapsed.
Russia's Vladimir Putin has acknowledged radical Islamists carried out Friday's deadly attack on a Moscow concert hall, but he repeated his claim that they had some kind of link to Ukraine and the West. The Islamic State group says it was behind the atrocity in which 139 people were killed, and it has released footage of the attack. 22 people are still in a serious condition in hospital, including 2 children, according to Russian officials. Russia's FSB chief, Alexander Bortnikov, has suggested Britain, the US and Ukraine were behind the attack. Ukraine has rejected the Russian claim as absurd. The High Court has ruled that the US must give assurances that Julian Assange will not face the death penalty. US authorities have 3 weeks to provide assurances before judges will consider dismissing the WikiLeaks founder's appeal against extradition to the US. UK judges also want assurances over whether Assange will be able to rely on free speech rights. He has been in a UK prison since 2019 and is wanted by the US for disclosing secret military files in 2010 and 2011. Speaking outside the High Court in London, Assange's wife, Stella, says she is astounded by the decision and calls on the United States to drop the case.
5 years into this case, the United States has managed to show the court that their case remains an attack on press freedom, an attack on Julian's life.
Venezuela's main opposition coalition says its candidate has been blocked from July's presidential election. The opposition Unitary platform said it was unable to access the Electoral Council website to register its candidate, Karina Yoris. It is the latest setback for the PUD, whose leader, Maria Corina Machado, has been barred from running for office. Polls have suggested that if the election was free and fair, Ms. Machado could beat President Nicolas Maduro. Ethiopia's largest bank says it has recovered almost 3/4 of the $14 million it lost in a glitch that allowed customers to withdraw more money than they had in their accounts. Abe Sano, head of the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, said about $10 million had been recovered and that thousands of customers had returned the cash voluntarily. Mr. Sano warned those who had not will face criminal charges. Most of the money was withdrawn by university students. And Buckingham Palace has announced the King will attend the Easter Matin service at St George's Chapel at Windsor Castle on Easter Sunday. The Queen and other members of the royal family will also attend. Today, the King took part in an audience at the Palace with community faith leaders from across the UK. The event was to celebrate those taking part in the Windsor Leadership Trust programme, which organisers say encourages and supports dialogue, harmony and understanding at a time of heightened international tension. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.